Hi there, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a dupe video, and I do have to say that these are some of my best drugstore dupes yet. I really think I have a lot of things that you'll be excited about, especially if you've been watching a lot of my recent videos. I found some great comparable drugstore counterparts to some of my personal favorite luxury products. Let's get started off with a product that I've been talking about constantly since I first got it, the Patrick Ta Brow Shaping Wax. Now, I fell in love with this because it really gave me the ability to completely manipulate my brows, to essentially have full control over the way that they look and the way that they are gelled and shaped in that part of the brow routine. So I fell in love with this. I thought it was so amazing. And then I tried this one from Revolution. I mean, even the component is really similar. So the Revolution Soap Brow looks like this. It does come with a little brush, which I actually do really like. And the way that these work is you spray a little bit of setting spray directly into the pan, or you can use water, and then you're gonna use a spoolie or the brow brush to mix the formula until it becomes quite like a runny paste-like formulation. And then as you're working it through your brows, you feel the product start to set, and it does get a little bit more thick. And then that's the sweet spot of the product, and you really get the chance to manipulate your brows, give them a really amazing lifted look, and I think it just makes the brow look super snatched. It gives your eye a little bit of a lift as well, and I really think that this is identical to the Patrick Ta one. I will say with the Patrick Ta products, there are grooves at the bottom of the pan which really prevent the product from sliding around in the tin, whereas the Makeup Revolution one has fallen out a couple times. So just something to be aware of. You could be traveling and applying it in the car or something, and potentially it could fall out of the pan. So just wanted to make note of that for you. Makeup Revolution Soap Brow is less than half the price of the Patrick Ta Brow Shaping Wax, and you get the exact same amount of product and the exact same result. So if you're looking to try a product like this and you're really interested in this but don't want to splurge that much on a brow gel, I mean, they even look the same, you know what I mean? Like, Next up, I really want to talk about the Buxom Divine Goddess palette. I never really spoke about this on my channel because it would sell out. It became only available on buxom.com, just so on and so forth. It was just never really, I don't know. I never felt like it super needed to be in any of my tutorials, just for the reason that it was kind of hard to get your hands on. But you can see I've completely annihilated the shade Venus, and I also like to mix in some of the shade Luna. And I just think this is a really beautiful cream highlight. I've been actively searching for the perfect dupe to the shade Venus because I think it's so beautiful. And also this did retail for almost $40, and I only used Venus, so I didn't think it was like necessarily, if you're not gonna use all three actively, like you can see I've never even touched that one. I just didn't think it was worth the price point, but I found a dupe that I actually think is even better than the Buxom one. It's the Flower Beauty Day Glow Highlighting Glaze. So creamy, so pretty. It's got a really nice gel-like cream formulation, so it glides over your skin so beautifully. It gives you just the tiniest kiss of a glossy finish as well, but not sticky. And you can apply this underneath makeup or wear on top, and it's just the most beautiful, everyday, creamy, slightly glossy highlight to put on your face. And I do genuinely think that the formula of the flower one is actually much better than the Buxom one, and you also get like more of your money's worth with this one because, like I said, if you're not going to be using all three, why would you pay almost $40 for this when you can just get the one shade that you really want? Charlotte Tilbury's Airbrush Flawless, what is it? Oh, Airbrush Bronzer. The names are always like Airbrush Flawless Hollywood. So yeah, this one, really great. I love this. I think it does actually look airbrushed and flawless. I do think that this shade specifically, which is number 3 tan, is really nice and dark. I've heard people saying the lighter shades don't give them much pigmentation, but I almost feel like this is super pigmented, so it really shows up on my skin tone. And I do really enjoy the formulation of Charlotte Tilbury's powders. I think they're very finely milled. The powders themselves are quite emollient. I do believe she puts some hyaluronic acid in the powders as well, so they do feel a little bit more hydrating. However, this is extremely pricey, and if you're not super into bronzer, I don't know why you would purchase this other than if you really loved Charlotte Tilbury and bronzer like I do. But a really great dupe that I found is from Ulta Beauty. It's the Ulta Beauty brand Natural Glow Matte Bronzer. This one is in the shade Tan, and the formula of the powder is pretty much spot on identical to the Charlotte Tilbury one. Now the shade Tan is what I find to be the closest to the shade number 3, but if you are looking for that silky, finely milled, almost buttery and then like slightly fluffy of a pressed powder, I think you'll really enjoy the formula of the Ulta Beauty one. This shade Tan as well has a nice strong red undertone, so again, really gonna give you that flushed, sun-kissed look to the skin, which I think is really a big thing with bronzers that can make it look really natural. Again, this one is so much more affordable than the Charlotte Tilbury counterpart, and if you're just looking for something that's gonna be a really nice, slightly red undertoned bronzer that's gonna go on with that, you know, light airbrushed appearance to the skin, I think you'll be just as happy with the Ulta one. This is a concealer that I was a really big fan of, and I still love it. I just don't reach for it quite as much in the hotter months. It's the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea concealer, but when it starts getting colder, this is one of my personal favorites because of the formulation. It's so lightweight, it's almost like water when you're applying it to the skin, and it has the most gorgeous, luminous, pearly finish. And what I really like about that is under the under eyes, it really just beams up your under eyes, makes them look so bright and beautiful, and the watery fluid consistency of the formula really helps prevent the product from getting too gooey or sticky, so it never really settles into lines. And I just think it's like the most beautiful luminous finish concealer, and it was duped by the Ulta brand Youthful Glow Concealer. I'm not even kidding you, the first time I used this, I was like, this reminds me of something else that I really like, and then I instantly knew Tarte Rainforest of the Sea. It's got that same really nice, lightweight, fluid formulation. This one even has a little bit better coverage than the Tarte one, I would say, but it has that beautiful, pearly, luminous finish. So it's really great for somebody that wants a beamed up looking under eye, but also someone who likes to do liquid concealing. It's perfect for that. Liquid highlighting on the face with concealer. It's really great for that as well. And I actually prefer the Ulta Beauty undertone because it's a little bit more yellow, so I think it just goes with my skin tone a little bit better than the Tarte one does as well. But if you're looking to save a little bit of money and not splurge on this, this is really great. This is another product that you've seen me speak about many times on my channel, the Tan-Luxe Tanning Drops. Now, these are the body drops, and I regularly purchase the face drops. They don't recommend you use the body drops on your face, but I've been using them on my face and I haven't had any issues. So there's that. I've been using my body drops on my face because I don't have the face ones. And I really like this because essentially what you can do is turn any skincare product in your routine into a tanning product. So you just add these drops to your skincare product of choice, minus cleanser, anything that's gonna stay on your skin. So a serum, a moisturizer, a facial mask that you keep on all night, whatever you're gonna leave on for a long period of time, you can add this to the product and it will become a self-tanner. Ulta Beauty, again with the dupe, they made self-tanning drops that are just the same as anything else you're gonna get from Tan-Luxe. Obviously, this is a very expensive luxury brand and I love this brand, but if you're looking to save some money, the Ulta Beauty drops, I've been using these on my face and I really, really like them. It's the same concept. It comes in dropper form and you're just going to add 3 to 4 drops if you just want a little bit of color, and maybe 6 to 12 or 15 depending on how dark you really want your face and neck to be. But I mean, it's the same. It's just a concentrated form of the tanning product that you can add to your skincare routine, and then you magically get a self tanner. It's really nice and I do like these. I will say they have a slightly strange fragrance to them that the Tan Luxe ones do not have, but that doesn't really bother me, and you wash your face, you wash it off anyway, so you don't smell it forever, and if you use it at night, it's not really gonna bother you. But I mean, you'll really save so much money by just going with the Ulta ones. All right, so Hourglass Unlocked Lash Extension Mascara. This is so unique and so beautiful, but I do know that this is definitely a luxury price point and very expensive. I do think it's worth the splurge if you are willing to splurge on your mascara, and I have been actively looking for a dupe that will give the most similar effect. I do think this is so unique that there's nothing quite exactly like it, but the closest one that I found was from e.l.f. and it's the Lash Extending Mascara. Now, what I really like about this is it has a similar, almost like sticky formula to the Hourglass one, so it has the ability to really grip to your lash. It's not too fluid to where you feel like you're just brushing black water all over your eyelashes, and it has really thin, tiny fibers, much like the Hourglass one. I do find that with a lot of these fiber extending mascaras, they can tend to have fibers that are so thick that it's unflattering on the eyelashes, and it's overwhelming as well. So these fibers are really tiny, really thin, very faint fibers that do build up the lashes, and I think you'll get a similar effect to the Hourglass one, especially if you only place it on the, you know, tips of your lashes. Now, one thing to note, the biggest difference is going to be the brushes. The Hourglass one has the plastic short bristle brushes, and then this one has traditional fiber bristle brushes. So it's gonna be a little bit slightly wispier, especially if you're applying it as your only mascara, but if you are wanting something that's just going to really extend the lashes, I think you'll really like this in place of the Hourglass one if you're not ready to fully splurge. This one has fibers that I have found to be the most similar to the Hourglass one, and also the formulation of the mascara itself is nice and thick and substantial, much like the Hourglass one. These are so exciting. The Maybelline Lifter Glosses, they're really similar to the Fenty Gloss Bombs, so those are a dupe, and then they're also really similar to the Kosas Wet Lip Oils. The Kosas Wet Lip Oils are actually more glossy and balmy in my opinion. They don't really feel oily at all. Now, the shade Malibu, which is the one that I have raved about so many times, is really similar to the shade Silk from the Maybelline Lifter Glosses. Malibu is a slightly more cool toned pink, where Silk is more warm toned and slightly has a stronger brown undertone to it. But I think Silk is a little bit more flattering and a little bit more everyday friendly, whereas Malibu is just a little bit more pink. Now, I also wanted to say that the shade Moon is a dupe for Fenty's Fussy, and then the shade Topaz is the one that I feel like is the most similar to the original Fenty Gloss Bomb. There's also a straight up like clear with silver shimmer suspended through it that would obviously be the Diamond Gloss Bomb dupe, but I don't really feel like I look good in that color, so I didn't want to purchase it. But if you are somebody that's interested in the Diamond Gloss Bomb, that one would be the dupe for that. So these are so good and they're so much more affordable. I think these are like $8.99. You can't beat them. And they also smell and taste like coconut water, and they have a really gorgeous, lush, glossy, wet, shiny finish on the lips. I'm gonna finish off this video with some spot on lip pencil dupes. So let's start off with one of my current favorite pencils. It's the Wherever Walnut pencil from Makeup Forever, which is this really nice, almost like a nutty rose tone. Really nice for overlining the lips, and also just looks really pretty on its own. It's duped spot on by this LA Girl lip liner. This is the LA Girl Sugar and Spice lip liner, and number GP714. I don't know if that means anything. Let's just say LA Girl Sugar and Spice lip pencil. But I mean, the formula is even just as similar as the shade itself. It's very creamy, easy to work with. It's not a long wear lip pencil, but it is really long lasting. So this is the 3C Aqua Lip, which is a really nice, light, rosy long wear lip pencil, and again just looks really nice overlined on the lips with a little bit of lip balm. It is duped by another LA Girl lip liner. This one is in the shade Nonstop Nude, and I will say that it is in the slightest bit, oops, I'm putting the wrong lid on. It is in the slightest bit, the LA Girl one is right here. It's slightly lighter, but you really can't tell that much of a difference on the lips, and it's so long wearing. It's just as long wearing as the Makeup Forever one, and the tone is really similar. Similar enough to where I think if you really like 3C, you will like Nonstop Nude just as much, because I don't really think there's that big of a difference in the shade itself. This is another new favorite. It's from Charlotte Tilbury. It's called Love Trap, and it's this really pretty deep mauve. I really like this one for every day because it's great for overlining and doing a little bit of contouring with the lips, and it's duped by another LA Girl lip pencil. I'm telling you, do not sleep on these LA Girl lip pencils because they are so good. So this one is in the shade Cafe. Unfortunately, Cafe is not going to be a long wear lip pencil like the Charlotte Tilbury one, but if you're just going for the tone, you can't really tell all that much of a difference, and it's just as good. And honestly, I feel like you really can't tell all that much of a difference, and I would still use them the same. It would just be that it wouldn't have as long of staying power as the Charlotte Tilbury one does, but it's still just as good, you know? But that's everything I have for you in today's video. So if you do have any questions about any of these dupes, please feel free to hit me up in the comments down below. I'm gonna list and link all of the dupes in the description box. I would love it so much if you would subscribe to my channel, and if you would come follow me on Instagram, that would be amazing as well. And I was also thinking about doing a gigantic, like, my best dupes, like a my best dupes ever video, where it would be dupes from previous videos, but just compiling them into one giant video that you can reference for now, and I can update it as it goes on. But let me know what you think about that. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching this one. Bye.